Hey, kia ora everyone, it's Chris and Sam here. Quick roundup of what's been happening in the NZ real estate market. So Sam, how are you today?
I'm good, Chris, and you?
Yeah mate, we're good, we're all good. We're obviously back in the sort of studio office today, but back in the field next week, right?
Yes.
We've got like some new homes to check out, so it should be fun. But anyway Sam, so over the past week we've had quite a busy week for some of the stats that we sort of regularly monitor. So mate, do you want to kick us off homes for sale data out of realestate.co.nz?
Yeah, so this is the data from the end of May. So there were 34,000 homes for sale, and that's around 6% higher than the same time last year, and 38% higher than the same month during kind of like a typical year.
Yep.
So yeah, quite a bit higher. Still seeing strong stock levels throughout the market.
Yeah, so a lot of choice for buyers, but then a lot of choice that can slow them down if they're looking to buy your house. So that's the situation there, and that graph just keeps on stacking up.
Yeah,
which is pretty crazy. So that's the supply of homes for sale. We also had migration stats out of StatsNZ, and it looked like things are calming down quite a bit in that migration space.
yeah, especially compared to previous years. Net migration is now under 30,000 for the year ended in March, and that's down from a gain of over 100,000 from the same period last year.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, so it's come down quite quickly as well.
Yep.
And that's mainly due to fewer migrant arrivals, but also there's departures have risen to an annual record, so more people leaving as well.
Yeah, so kind of getting hit on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's that latest migration figure, like if you run the curve on it, is relatively low now. Like it's still a gain, but it's well below the sort of normal level historically, which is maybe about 50,000.
Yeah, and quite interesting. I think they picked out that the age group that are leaving are in the kind of 30 to 40 age range, which is typically maybe some homeowners. So
Yep.
a bit interesting there.
Yeah, that's quite a change, right? It's not the generic young people kind of heading overseas.
Yeah.
So that was the first set of data from StatsNZ. We also had data on home consenting. What was happening in that space?
Yeah, so about 33,000 new homes consented in the year ended in April, and that's down 5% on last year. So yeah, continuing to see the stats of the supply pipeline get a little bit tighter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so interesting space when you actually start to follow those stats, quite a bit of movement. Also this week, or probably more last week, we had the budget 2025 with the investment boost policy. Just a little update on that. So within that policy, there's basically an ability to get a 20% tax deduction on the value of certain types of assets. Property Council believes that includes buildings if you're using them for commercial purposes as like an owner-occupier. So it could be quite an interesting space if you're looking to maybe buy a commercial property for your own use. We'll be catching up with Property Council in the next couple of days to have a proper chit-chat about that, because it is a little bit technical. But yeah, so watch out on our channel for that video very shortly.
Cool.
And so that's the kind of news. Into the sales snapshot for the week, so a couple of recent auction sales. Sam, what's our theme this week?
Yeah, so just in time for winter, you've got outdoor fireplaces.
Yeah, cool. That's perfect choice.
Perfect.
Yeah, mate. And what have we got in Auckland?
So I've got 168 Orakei Road in Remuera. The Art of Elegance, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms on 900 square metres, originally designed in the 1940s, but recently undergone a transformation. It's the ultimate year-round entertaining zone with an outdoor fireplace, swimming pool and harbour views. This one was marketed by Vicky Wallace, Andrew Wallace and Gary Wallace from Bayleys Remuera, and sold under the hammer for 7.41 million, which I believe was the highest auction price this year. So pretty cool result.
Yeah, what a cool house as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And then for me, so I'm down in the Waikato, I've got 11 Webster Road in Matangi. The Pursuit of a Quiet Life, 4 beds, 2 baths, lifestyle home. It's got a hectare with 3 paddocks. Rebuilt in 2015, it's got an outdoor cafe style extension with the open fireplace, which we needed this week. This was marketed by Amy van der Broek and Angela Finnegan from Bayleys Hamilton. Auction was brought forward, sold under the hammer for 1.7 million. So some pretty cool properties there, and just in time for winter. Just moving offshore for the week, so we've got our latest Your Space report from our global partner Knight Frank, and so this is their annual review around corporate occupier trends in the market and what's happening there, and they basically run it off a big survey globally. Sam, what did we find in that?
One of the interesting questions they asked is, what is your primary real estate strategy goal in the next 3 to 5 years? And the top one was enhancing operational efficiency and resilience, and then right-sizing portfolios and supporting workplace flexibility. Yeah, so quite interesting.
Isn't it interesting as well? Because I think if you went back a couple of years ago, there was maybe a bigger focus on sustainability in those top themes, and also typically like a cost efficiency play there.
Yeah.
So it feels like now it's a bit more around getting stuff working correctly and generally right-sizing stuff. So yeah, pretty cool. So check that out online if you want to get a copy of that. And then to wrap up, we've got Property of the Week, and we've got some pretty cool properties this week, Sam. So what have you got for us?
So I'm over on Waiheke Island, one of Waiheke's most exclusive luxury estates. Nestled on 3 hectares of pristine waterfront land, features a self-contained guest cottage, home, office, gym, wine cellar and bar, and it has stunning panoramic views, a managed vineyard and private beach access. So a really epic property. If you're interested, you can get in touch with Mark Spitz from Bayleys Waiheke.
Yeah, cool. That's cool property. And then for me, I've got one in Orakei, so I've got 32 Tuhaere Street in Auckland. A sculptural masterpiece in the sky, 4 beds, 5 baths on 850 square metres. It's designed by RTA Studio around the concept of a courtyard sanctuary and a folded cloud. And pretty cool architecture. It's got garaging for 8 vehicles with EV charging. Overall, just a really mint house. It's for sale by international tender. You can contact Sarah Liu from Bayleys Remuera or Nick Gilbert from Bayleys Sponsor Me if you want to learn more.
Same.
Yeah, so with that said, we'll wrap it up here. So thanks very much, Sam.
Thanks, Chris.
Sweet, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.
See ya.